This video is here to answer one question. Did the sunset changes work? Well, first of all, we need to know what the problem was. To figure that out, let's take a look at this round from Na'Vi versus Team Heretics.
A lot as time is to come. An interesting battle later for Patatech, perhaps, as we've already seen the duel on the B site. As you can see, Team Heretics with a lot of control, and that's opened up the door for this later play by Patatech. He's making his way up. The door has been closed. He's just about missing his timing on getting around that, but he'll try to go for spawn. That means the players in B main need to hold on. The time now, much more valuable to them if they can delay Na'Vi. And you can see they've got some stuff to work with already. A shock dart fired through to deter some spams as well, and a kill connected, but Patatech's been found. Their flankers down. Now most of the round relies on these spams, blindly firing through a smoke. Someone could be defusing, but there's no panic from Team Heretics. They feel like they've got this one under control. The kills are matching up. The tap again confirms that they're going for a classic out, but not in time. Miniboo's picked up a triple, and Team Heretics.
So this was the problem. It was the problem that anytime the spike got planted here on B, the post plant of choice often looked like this, with 4 or 5 players sat in B main just playing for spam. And the round that you just watched, this is a pistol round. Right, of all the rounds you would think that you're not going to play for spam, it would be the round, you know, where you've got the guns that don't deal that much damage, that don't have massive magazine sizes, you know, that aren't that accurate either. You would think the pistol round you're never going to play for spam. But in fact, this is Team Heretics smoke. Right, so they're even smoking themselves off so that Na'Vi can't push into B main and actually try and fight them here in B main. This is the level that it got to, and this was very early on in the season. So basically, throughout this past season of VCT, we had to suffer through many of these post plants where it was just spam. And so obviously this was a problem. You can't have the safest way of playing a post plant be also the most effective, and also it was very boring to play and watch, so Riot decided to change things up.
We mentioned that we're making some adjustments to Sunset. More specifically, we're adjusting B site to make it more defensible at a baseline, removing the unbreakable Cypher trapwire spot, and changing B main to reduce some of that post plant gameplay. We'll also be making some light changes to mid to add some defender options when defenders opt into contesting.
So those were the changes that they made, but did they actually do anything? Well, I decided to conduct a study to figure it out. Here are the parameters that we'll be using for this study. We are taking a look at the Send City Classic and Game Changers Champs, the games that have been played thus far as I did this. We obviously need a post plant on the B site to figure out what's going on. I needed 3+ players alive for both teams. The reason for this is because 3+ players alive for both teams to make sure that it's kind of like a post plant where you could play a spam essentially. I divided it into 3 categories: when a team played on site, when they played for spam, or when they played for spam-ish. I'll show you examples of all 3 so you get a good idea what I was looking at. And then finally, there were 7 games that were on Sunset in these things so far, and that gave us 26 examples overall of B main post plants where 3 players plus were alive for both teams. First, let's take a look at an example of a post plant that was played on site. This is from Giants vs MIBR in the Game Changers Championship.
It's a backstep here from Boba, whose SRN brought down at the very least. Some of those trips now being triggered over at B, but MIBR have it covered.
And does have that recon, but sent it out early before the team could even really capitalize off of it, unfortunately. Jack's going to have to flood through here. 2 from Market, 2 from main. Paranoia in hand, early engagement.
The timing already there though. Miori already taken a huge amount of damage before the Paranoia comes in. Melissa tried to attack in the corner, but Miori with 30 HP was able to find 2. And they're still standing in 4. Sayori tries with the right clicks.
So here's a good example of a 4v4 post plant here on the Sunset B site, and you take a look at the attacker's position and they are on site, right? We are on site. I know that these 2 players here are close to main, but their goal is never actually to come back into main. They are trying to get on site. They are trying to, you know, if this breach got into a fight, they're going to trade it. They're going to be here. They're going to be up, right? So this is what it looks like when you get a post plant that is actually on site. Now let's take a look at an example of a post plant that I called kind of spam-ish.
Help! Oh, here we go.
Run.
Help!
It feels so quiet.
Yeah, is there supposed to be music during these moments? No, it's just chill.
Yeah, we're just not talking that much.
No, weird. Yeah,
I'm trying to digest what's happening on my screen because there's like.
Maybe I just have ADHD or something.
Yeah, we all do.
Oh no.
It's like alert. Oxy's done for. Oxy's done for, and I don't mean in esports.
Oh my god.
This is the last we'll see of Oxy, no joke.
It's only one C9 game today, right? Or no?
So I called this one spam-ish because we do have 2 of the 4 players for Cloud9 who are fully back here in main, right? They're not like close to main, but actually on the site. They are fully back here in main, and as you kind of see as it plays out, they aren't really able to trade off Seppa here, right? He's kind of just being left on an island. So I called this not full spam because we've only got 2 of your 4 players there, you know, so we're not fully committing to spam. But we are getting close to that, you know, and we do have 2 players who, as you see, are just kind of fully tucked back in main. And then finally, let's take a look at one of the instances of where we went for a full spam post plan.
Spike planted.
Look out, John, the neon.
Is that breach?
Bang's gonna get flanked.
Or is Bang flanking? Damn. Oh.
Oh no!
Salsa?
Oh, no way! Oh!
No, what the hell?
Dodged it.
10 seconds, only 10 seconds. Come up. He got it.
The reason I decided to categorize this one as a full spam post plan is if you take a look at when the spike is first going down, so the spike is about to go down now, you're going to see that we end up in this position for Sentinels where they do have 3 of their players fully back here in B main. They don't know about this flank yet, which obviously is going to change the way the round plays out, but this looks like an old Sunset post plan, right? You've got the guy planting the spike, you maybe got one guy kind of, you know, having, you know, walked out somewhere or lurking somewhere, and then you've got 3 players who are fully committed to kind of playing in main. So what did I find then? How many of these post plans were played in different ways? Do you think that the changes worked? Well, here's the answer. It did work. It did work convincingly because of the 26 different examples we got. 22 of them were played what I considered on site. 2 were kind of playing for full spam and 2 were playing for spam-ish. The changes have made a significant difference. And now we're going to go into some of kind of the nitty-gritty details of how this has changed the way that Sunset is played overall. The first thing that of course has changed is that the post plans on B now are just a lot less linear than they were before. Now a lot of different stuff can happen. It can get chaotic and messy, which is going to favor sometimes being on an eco, right? Like this round here for Zeta Division, where they're going to put this little smoke on the site. You can just see it here. They only have classics this round, but basically multiple players are just going to end up running into this smoke, and as FlyQuest come back in onto the site here, they end up just kind of running into multiple Zeta players who actually end up winning this eco round.
Backside taken by Zeta, but note that they're not scaling into this half of it.
Just hiding in the dark cover. If someone goes in there, could get punished.
All right, Suzu waiting. Right-click claims Ev, and they find yet another one. This time, Zeta Division play around their half of the B side. It's going to be up to Thea with a stinger to try and make this work, but it's a double face right around this corner. She's got to know it, and she gets the spray down. Just one more. 2 HP to Dream. Teleport across is not...
Another thing that's definitely changed in a big way is that when teams go for this straight B exec like Sentinels are doing here, right? So there's nothing else anywhere on the map. We are just coming from B main. It can be a struggle to get in here, right? Whereas before you might have just sent a wingman to go and plant and just kind of, you know, not really gone onto the site too much and kind of just chilled back here for a lot of the time. Now, of course, you have to actually take some space, and particularly taking the back site, like getting past this second line, which you'll want to do now if you want to play on site for a post plant. Of course, you want to take the whole site. That's not so easy all of the time, as Sentinels found out here.
What's that cage?
That's an interesting. Yeah, I was like, that's an interesting
One-way cage. Holy shit. What a movement. Oh my god, it's raining util. Help!
Wow, he's alive.
Oh no, Zekin died.
Bro survived the war, yeah.
He literally just dug his heels in the dirt back there.
30 seconds left.
Put around
Right
like
here, he's got to get this one. There it is. That one. Oh.
Round 3.
That's not ready.
20 seconds.
He missed.
Oh. Wait, he got it.
Oh my god.
So even though Sen won that round, I think you could see how difficult it was and how stalled out they were essentially for much of that round, right? They kind of start this with 1 minute and 3 seconds left on the clock, right? It's when they kind of first start this exec. Take a look at how long it actually gets them to kind of, you know, win this round essentially, as they're just completely stalled out. So they go for kind of one exec timing, you know, it doesn't work. They then kind of go for this second with the Omen TP and the Neon coming in, but second dies. Then they're gonna, you know, chill back here for ages, right? Like their time just keeps ticking. I'm playing at this 2x speed, by the way. Look at them, you know, just kind of full chilling back here, right? Can't take the backside whatsoever. And again, because you can't play first ban, post ban anymore, you feel like you kind of need to win that backside, right? You can't just, you know, just chill and run back to main like you used to be able to potentially. And so that means that you have to actually do what they do here, which is fight for the backside, win those fights. But you can kind of tell that that's significantly harder than what it used to be before, which in turn meant that a lot of these teams went for a lot more rounds like this.
Market splits in.
Should I see
Come on, one way your market.
Yeah, get out of market. Get out of market.
Are they already in?
Just can't see man.
Tell me.
Fight CT.
this kid?
Go market. Molly.
Could have faked it.
Wow.
He faked it.
Flash from side.
I'm flashing your headshot.
Run over.
Headshot 3. I'm stunning headshot.
So because teams are finding it more tricky to just go for that full BX like Sen did before, you're seeing a lot more of this, right? A lot more split pushes of B, meaning that there's more priority on mid in general for the attackers and therefore defenders, of course, as well. And even quite a bit of this, right? Where we are going to get the Neon going fully kind of through the spawn here, right? So you see Sentinels here go for this kind of, you know, triple split towards B, essentially. They end up kind of grouping back up here. But this seemed a lot more common than it was before on Sunset, because this is now more tricky, it seems, you know, to just come this way and manage to take the backside. There is much more of a priority on kind of these other areas of the map, because you need to be able to do this now to make sure you can get a successful B post ban. So just in general, just by changing one little part of the map, it seems like these changes have worked. But not only is it changing the way that post plans are played, but it's also just changing the map in general, changing what you need to prioritize on the map.